Dragon Ball fans, welcome to GameCast's definitive destination for all things Dragon Ball. My name is Sully, and today you're also joined by your other regular, frequent co-host in Mark. How are you today, Mark?
You just spoiled that I'm included.
Spoilers. I guess this is as good as time as any to bring up a big fat spoiler warning for this episode. We'll be discussing reveals for Dragon Ball Super Broly. Nothing technically plot related, as we don't want to discuss that here on this channel. We just want to wait for the movie and want to go see it and not spoil anything for ourselves. But we will be discussing reveals that have taken place in trailer 4 and 5 that released earlier in the week. So warning now, if you don't want to hear about that, click off. But Mark, let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Again, spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Gogeta. Gogeta has been revealed in trailer 4. And this was only like a 30-second TV spot type deal, I believe. And we didn't actually think we were going to get any more trailers before the movie actually dropped in Japan. Or at least that was the speculation. That's what all the gurus of the, I guess, the amateur journalist side of YouTube was speculating, saying from their sources. So this kind of took me by surprise that we got not only one trailer or a TV spot, but also a music trailer, which was our longest trailer to date, I think. I think it went for 2 minutes. But let's start with the Gogeta TV spot first. What did that do for you, Mark?
Well, like, I've been waiting since the rumor started that Gogeta would be making an appearance.
Yeah, we all knew.
Yeah, because like now that they're doing Broly movie canon, I'm like, oh, Broly's canon. I wonder what else they'll do. And like Gogeta being canon is just amazing because I've always wanted that, because every time he's appeared, he's always been non-canon or like sort of retconned in some way.
Yeah. So now, when you say he's the only time he's appeared, has he only appeared in Fusion Reborn?
No, he appeared in GT at the end as level 4 Gogeta.
Of course. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. And so
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like in Fusion Reborn, he was no nonsense, finished the fight immediately. In GT, he was playful and silly, sort of like Vegeta. And so I'm hoping that like in this movie we'll finally, like now that he's canon, we'll sort of settle on who he is.
Yeah. Do you want to run us through quickly though what the difference is between Vegito and Gogeta to clear up any confusion that is definitely running rampant on the internet?
Well, like the main difference between the two of them is the way that you fuse. So Gogeta, like Gotenks, is the culmination of the fusion dance between Goku and Vegeta. The fusion dance, to the best of my knowledge, is different to the Potara fusion, where you need to actually match your energy to the person you're fusing with. Otherwise, you get a crap fusion.
Yeah,
which is why you have like fat Gotenks or like skinny Gogeta and stuff like that. So like some might say that it's more of a like bond centric fusion, whereas the other one's just a straight up fusion.
Well, that's it. And the Potara rings used to be permanent as well, which was just recently been retconned as of Super. But I think both, there's a little bit of debate regarding how long fusion is these days. I think it used to be canon that the dance one was half an hour and that the earrings were permanent. But now it seems to fluctuate depending on the output or the power of the character, which kind of seems silly. But yeah, neither fusions are permanent now. So yeah, I'm actually really keen though to see Gogeta. I'm definitely happy you got your wish that he's become canon, because, you know, why not have two versions of one awesome character?
Yeah. And we, like, in that small 30 seconds, we already saw his base for Gogeta, so we know what his normal hair looks like.
Yep.
We know what his Super Saiyan hair looks like, and we know what his blue.
Yeah.
Although blue's just a color swap. Like, come on.
Yeah. He looks absolutely phenomenal. A takeaway from that TV spot, though, every trailer we've seen to date has shown Vegeta and Goku getting absolutely, almost pretty much pummeled, right? Looking a little bit worse for wear. In contrast to that, Gogeta has a bit of a sporting look on his face, like he's having fun. Like maybe he is seemingly definitively more powerful, at least at that point in the movie that was shown in the TV spot. Is that what you picked up on as well?
Yeah, it seemed like generally
More playful.
Gogeta was playful and pretty much owning that battle.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So I don't know if Gogeta will kind of be that definitive moment that ends Broly, like kind of suddenly, like we've seen in the Fusion Reborn movie or something, or if they're more powerful, but in a lot of fusions that have happened in the past, they fuck around too much and they blow their opportunity.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that they don't do that just because it's happened every other time, and it's annoying at this point.
So you want them to finish Broly off, or
I want it to be sort of the thing that they have to do to match Broly or at least defeat him in the end. So I'm not saying that Gogeta won't come out of it unscathed. Like they'll match blow for blow.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, or at least close.
Do you want to put a bet on it, Mark?
How many Dragon Balls you want to put on it?
I bet you all the Dragon Balls that they cock it up, and then it's Goku has to finish the day, even though this story is probably more tied into Vegeta.
Actually, it'd be cool to have Vegeta win, have the final blow.
Well, seemingly from the trailers, from what people have speculated, is that Broly is actually there and interested in Vegeta again. That's the speculation. You remember that scene where he kind of charges up at the ship and then pounces at both of them standing on the ice? Apparently, he makes contact with Vegeta first. So he's interested in Vegeta. And from, again, what I've heard, speculation from, the YouTube gurus, seem to think Vegeta gets kind of knocked out and then Goku takes it up. And then I'm assuming Goku gets pummeled as well. And then we get Gogeta. But again, I bet you all 7 Dragon Balls that Gogeta gets too cocky, blows his opportunity, and they defuse. And I'm going to guess we're going to follow the stock standard formula of Goku is the one who somehow finishes it off again.
Like, I will only be okay with that if Goku finishes it in the same way he did the first Broly movie, with that, like, super punch to the chest.
No, man. It's going to be a spirit bomb. Like in every other one.
He's been good lately on not using Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, because the last one fucking blew up in his face.
Yeah, but in terms of movies,
he's gone off the Spirit Bombs.
Yeah. Vegeta can take it up. He can use the Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, it's got to be interesting. Really excited though. Shall we move on to the 2-minute music video though, because that was kind of cool. Blizzard. Yeah, like I enjoyed the song. The song was cool in itself, but what I did take away from this 2-minute, it's kind of like an extended trailer, because the first half was kind of new, the second half was kind of old. The CGI, and I know I harp on about the CGI, Mark, but I'm actually going to praise it this time. I'm going to praise the crap out of it, because the environmental effects on that CGI were absolutely stunning and jaw-dropping. Did they have that effect on you?
Yeah, it's given a huge sense of scale.
Yeah, and production value, like whoa.
It's made fights seem more impactful. Made the arena seem more believable.
Yeah,
and things like that. But in saying that, when they do CG on people,
yeah,
it makes the other CG look cheap, like, sort of thing.
Yeah, because it's really strange, isn't it?
Used the good CG here.
It's just like there's a difference. There's obviously a very clear technical difference between rendering, scenery and effects on scenery than it is actually characters. Especially when you have something that you can compare the traditional animation versus CGI animation on characters so easily, like when they just kind of overlap like that. And I mean, look, I think these are the CGI characters we have. This is what they're going to be. They're not terrible. It doesn't look ideal. Again, I would have preferred just regular stock standard animation, even though this new CGI is probably granting them new ways of presenting these characters in motion. I still probably would have sacrificed that to have better looking characters with traditional animations styles.
Yeah, well, my brother said it when he saw that Blizzard trailer, because I showed it to him. He said, why didn't they just use the engine from Dragon Ball FighterZ? That would have pretty much solved it. And I was like, Yeah, that probably would have.
Oh man, that's good, isn't it? Well, I mean that game probably had more budget than this movie, I bet you.
I don't know, it's annoying when you see CG like this because it's always in comparison or in contrast to everything else. Because this new animation style for the movie is really awesome. It's really fluid, really like exaggerated when it needs to be, or solid when it
can
needs
flex
to.
up. It can absolutely flex up. Like we see that present in the trailers, and it's got that real nostalgic feel to it as well. But I mean, here's a question for you, Mark. Would you prefer there be no CGI at all, or does the kind of incredible environmental effects kind of bring balance to, you know, the other side of the coin where the characters don't quite look right?
See, like the environmental effects are cool, but see, you'd have to have two separate movies just to tell the difference.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be an advocate for the 2D if it's done to that level.
A traditionalist.
Yeah. See that like I do like CG if it's done well. And there are only a very small handful of anime that have ever done it well.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like Broly's going to be joining that club in terms of characters. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just us being too nitpicky, but I haven't seen other people like nitpicking it very much. I don't know if they're just kind of carried away in the hype of everything else looking incredible. But I don't know. I just feel like we're one of few groups of fans that are really kind of harshly nitpicking it. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I don't know. They might be like forgiving because it's just trailers and we don't know how significant it is for the final build.
Yeah, it could be fine. It could absolutely be fine.
That whatever, say, total of, 15, 30 seconds of CG of characters might be it for this whole 2-hour movie.
Yep, and they wanted to bust out the flashiest pieces of whatever they had for the trailers. One criticism, though, and this kind of ties in with our discussion point for the second half of this episode, is do you kind of feel like you've seen all the big, kind of large chunks from important pieces from this movie? Like, at least in terms of, like, the battles. Like, we've seen stuff from the early battles with Vegeta, with Goku, with Gogeta. It feels like we've seen a lot of the battle, man. Or at least a lot of the flashy stuff. I don't know, maybe.
Say up until, 5 days ago or so, if we never saw Gogeta and then went into the film, we'd be like, whoa, there's this whole other fight that we never even saw. Sort of thing. I mean, this feels like we've at least seen something from each of the fights.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at, which is kind of disappointing, but I don't know. I'm going to enjoy it regardless. And I'm sure there is plenty left in store. Maybe there's a big reveal that's going to happen. I don't know. Ultra Instinct Goku? Fuck knows. But I don't know. I just feel like I've seen a lot of it now. I don't know, when you sent me these clips, I couldn't help
I warned you beforehand.
Yeah, I know. I had to watch them. Like, straight away, I was like, I'm watching these. I don't even care. Like, you can't put candy in front of, like, a baby like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I said, like, I feel like I've seen a lot now. But I don't know. Like, obviously, there's a lot of content that's going to be in this movie, but just the battle-wise, I feel like I've seen huge points from each battle. But anywho, have you got any final thoughts on these trailers, Mark?
I didn't initially. When I watched the music video, I was like, oh, I don't know where this song's going. And then once like everything sort of like the action starts clicking, you're like, oh no, this is a pretty cool theme song for Dragon Ball.
It actually wasn't it?
It didn't seem like it at first. It seemed like sort of like subdued, sort of rock, but then it just like really took off and really matched it. Yep.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
I actually completely agree. Like, the first 30 seconds, the build up until you hit kind of that chorus, I was like, where's this going? And then we got there and I was like, yes, this is awesome. And that track's actually in the movie. Like, that's a movie straight out. That's a track straight out of the movie. So hopefully I'm actually a huge fan of Dragon Ball music. Like even the new, like the super stuff especially, like there's some really cool, if you go onto Spotify and you just search Dragon Ball Super music, there's a lot of like electric guitar covers and stuff, and some of it's really cool. So if you haven't done that, Mark, I recommend it. Especially some of the tracks out of Tournament of Power that were really cool. Actually, one big piece that happened in the trailer was, isn't this the first time we've seen Vegeta in Red God form actually moving, like present on screen?
I think we saw him I think we saw him like standing in a previous one, but this is him fighting.
Yeah, he looks really slick. Like, I mean, I already knew he looked slick because we've seen the stills, but yeah, really badass. Especially that first scene where he confronts Broly and pones him through a mountain, and then just you see him powering up, dropping a huge like ki blast on him that melts the ice and plunges him through the ice and into the water. Yeah, like that was a cool scene, dude. Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, I hope that's the Big Bang attack because he hasn't used it in a while.
Ooh, yeah, that would be.
And
cool.
I love that attack. He's been using Gallic Gun like there's no tomorrow in Super.
Yeah, but that was the annoying thing about Z-Man, is like we had Gallic Gun and we never saw it again.
Yeah, like, he's using it with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
And Final Flash.
Final Flash, dude.
Like that was meant to be like your final thing.
Yeah, just dropping him, man. Going to town. What about that new move that we saw Goku do on the ice? That weird, like...
Sort of like pulse thing.
Yeah, where he opens up like this weird bubble in front of Broly and it seems to like shock him and immobilize him, and then the ice just shatters around him. It felt reminiscent of something that Hit might do. I wonder if he'd learnt something or picked something up from Hit.
I don't know. That whole sequence looks slick because it seems like it's Goku sort of transitioning between forms.
Well, he does. He actually does do that, doesn't he? He goes from Super Saiyan to God. And then he does the bubble thing.
Yeah.
And it was really cool how he like dunks his head down and comes back up like a different form. That was cool. All right. Well, I think we've wrapped up our trailer discussion. Quickly though, Mark, do you think we're going to get any more trailers, or do you think this is it now? We're just going to... I mean, we're like 10 days, a week and a half out till the premiere.
I think we might get another dub trailer, but I think this is it for Jap.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We might get maybe... You know what? I'm going to make another bet all the Dragon Balls bet. I bet you we get another Japanese TV spot, like a little quick 20-second something, and that'll be it.
Like a go watch this movie sort of spot.
Yeah, like really like showing now, something really quick and sharp. I don't think we're going to have a lot of new footage in it. Maybe they'll give us some few little tidbits here and there, or like Ultra Instinct Goku. But I think that'll be about it after that. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Like, I mean, I've been excited for a while. Like when the first kind of teaser trailer dropped, that 13 trailer, I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is an interesting animation style. Like I was like, all right, yeah, let's see where this goes. Then we got the first trailer, I got excited. But I tell you what, these last two trailers, man, talk about generating hype. I am so keen, even just to see how, like the environmental and the scale of this movie, the environmental effects with the CGI, like it's just gonna look incredible. I hope.
I mean, we probably know. It's like it's still not so much hope now.
All right, Mark, let's move it along. So let's move into our brief musical break. Welcome back, Dragon Ball fans, to our discussion topic of this issue, where we're going to be discussing spoilers in Japanese culture. I've heard people suggest and say and state that the Japanese are seemingly more forgiving of spoilers, and it's viewed more as hype material to get people excited to go see these movies and new anime episodes, which is absolutely certainly the case, seemingly with Dragon Ball Super Broly, as you know, if you listen to the first half of this issue, there's been huge spoilers all the way, Mark, really. Like, let's be honest. You brought up in previous issues, we've discussed how we've had certain characters pretty much all but confirmed. In card form, we had Gogeta. We've had Gogeta toys. I think we had fucking Broly toys before the movie was even announced. We've had DLC as well for games. All these little breadcrumbs, all but confirming certain things about the movie. And then you have the trailers themselves, like official hype material that, Toei directly controls. Just dropping things like Gogeta, Super Saiyan Red God, heaps of stuff. There's been heaps of spoilers riddled through these trailers. I don't know how you feel about it, Mark. Personally, myself, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it because it's absolutely getting me hyped. But how do you feel about it? What is your view on kind of how the Japanese approach it in general? Like, is that just a cultural difference?
I think it is a bit of a cultural difference. I think a large part of it has to do with how Dragon Ball, like just specifically Dragon Ball, has always sort of dealt with itself. Like look at the Dragon Ball Super movies before for Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of F. We knew the forms well in advance. We knew,
that's true.
And the Super anime, we knew Ultra Instinct well in advance.
Yeah, so it's nothing new.
Like yeah, and even looking at episode titles from years ago,
dude,
there's like Frieza defeated. You're like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. Or it's like Super Saiyan awakened. You're like, oh, I wonder.
And like Dragon Ball isn't the only property that this happens with either. Like it's
absolutely
Japanese thing to just kind of drop this stuff like it's business as usual type thing.
Right.
Do you think though? Do you think like some of this plays into like merchandising? Like they care more about that, so they drop with these toy lines that just creates like spoilers, but they don't care because they're making the bulk of the money's made on the merchandise, right? So obviously Toei doesn't give a fuck about what they spoil. Really, they're quite happy just dropping spoilers because it's probably moving more merchandise now. But do you think the whole merchandise plays into it?
Merchandise 100% plays into it. For like general anime series and things like that. Like during their runtime in Japan, they'll have ads for their games and merchandise and everything like that. DVDs and Blu-rays and things like that will release very close to when the anime is coming out. So much so that they might have the first Blu-ray out while the show's still airing.
Yeah.
So say it's like 12 episode series, they'll have the first Blu-ray out before it finishes.
That's insane.
But their Blu-rays are different to like our Western ones in terms of they'll only have like 2 episodes on it.
Okay.
Because of the like speed of production and things like that, and they need it to sell because if that sells, then that promotes the series and that sort of ensures that they'll do another season. Because it's such a cutthroat industry that if you don't do well, then there's no chance you'll ever like continue.
So you can kind of, what you're telling me is like kind of this attempt or hype campaign, throwing as much exciting spoilerish type stuff in as possible is to ensure almost in a way that the movie's going to be successful and you're also generating hype around merchandise now as well.
Yeah, they want to not only top the box office, they want to top like all sales amongst all.
Yeah, even at the cost of like certain reveals. Because like that kind of stuff doesn't really happen anywhere near as much on the same level in Hollywood. I mean, sure, there's definitely case in point situations where we've had trailers drop and you've pretty much seen the whole movie in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
But generally that's not a common practice. So it's interesting when you say that, or when you look at Japan with this anime, and let's just look at Dragon Ball specifically because that's what we're talking about, is that it's just like throw the kitchen sink in approach. Because like if people know Gogeta's in it, it may not be an exciting reveal that happens in the movie, but we've guaranteed bums on seats in cinemas because they know Gogeta's there.
Yeah. It's more of a guarantee because now, I was reading someone explaining it. They said that it's not so much that Gogeta was spoiled. It's a thing of now Japanese fans will be like, how does he fight?
Yeah.
And they want to see the fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's been revealed, but they're no less excited either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
How do you personally feel about it, though? Like having, like, I know we can't help ourselves, but if it was in your control, would you have a situation where you went into this film blind? Is that something you'd prefer, or are you quite happy living like we have been with all these spoilers?
I think that I was fine up until the Gogeta. Until I was still pretty fine with that, actually.
Because for those that don't know, he skimmed the plot.
Yeah. Needed to know if my boy was in it. But I think that I was completely fine with it up until the Gogeta trailer. Because I think seeing him in motion was maybe a bit too much. If I saw, say, the production art of Gogeta base, like how they did the production art of Vegeta Red before we saw any footage of him, and then I would have been like, oh, cool, so he's in. But I don't know anything about how he'll move, how he'll act, or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't want his reveal in the actual movie to be spoiled for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the production art of him beforehand, going like, yep, I know he's in, but I don't know how.
Yeah. It's like when you look at a football team and you get your selection like the day before the game, you're like, all right, this player's playing sick. You don't actually want to watch him play the game early. You don't want to spoil the game. You just know he's in, and you're like, all right, sick. It's going to be a good game then.
Yeah, it's a weird balance because like Dragon Ball, like I said, sort of comes part and parcel with sort of like spoilers that don't really count as spoilers.
Yeah. And it's probably because we're so accustomed to it as well.
We're so accustomed to it in any other media. Like if someone, say, the next Game of Thrones season is about to air and then they release a trailer of like the final moments of it, like everyone would be up in arms. Everyone would be freaking out.
Oh, dude. That's going to be a Facebook blackout period for me.
Yeah.
But you're right.
It'd be that sort of equivalent. It's just that Dragon Ball, we're used to it because it's happened so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's also funny because it's like the second Gogeta gets revealed and the spoilers are out, then you see how it gets spoiled for other people.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you saw the original trailers posted all over Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Then Dragon Ball Heroes, the arcade game, announces Gogeta. And then everyone's like, oh, cool, Gogeta. Oh, wait, the people that didn't know about the movie are now spoiled.
Well, I, to be honest, Mark, I think the only thing that frustrates me about Dragon Ball spoilers kind of hitting the wild is that it's within my control to avoid trailers. I don't have to go on to YouTube, Google browsers searching Dragon Ball news. I can easily avoid spoilers on my own Steam if I really want to, right?
Yeah.
What really fucks me off, and like you touched on this, is when other people spoil it for you. For example, I'm going to say, I'm not going to name any names, but popular YouTubers have literally confirmation of Gogeta in this movie in their YouTube title. It's not even clickbait because it's accurate. That upsets me. And I mean, it probably more upsets me because, I mean, I wasn't even trying to avoid these spoilers, but it upsets me for other people. That other people are having it spoiled, because there's people legitimately that wanted to go into this kind of blind, and they follow these popular YouTubers because they like hearing the theories and analysis on kind of Dragon Ball stuff, but they're trying to be careful with spoilers, and then somebody that they seemingly rely on and trust to report good stuff for them, which they have done, but they've slapped them in the face with something they were probably trying to avoid, which to me it's just kind of shitty, And I get why YouTubers do it, it's to get traction, to get clicks, it's to grow. But I don't know, like if it was me and if I was them and in their shoes, like I'd be far more careful with what I put in my YouTube titles. because that's something I can't even avoid, even if I wanted to. Like, I use YouTube every single day, and my feed pushes stuff to me from people that I'm subscribed to. So what am I meant to do? Like, just avoid YouTube for a month and just kind of go black because, you know, a popular Dragon Ball YouTuber that I follow has probably uploaded a video with a title that contains spoilers?
Yeah.
Like, it's
and like, it's even harder, say, for us, because we'll be getting the movie a month after Japan.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you wanted to sort of stay completely in the dark, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah. But you don't want it. You want you to be the one to spoil it. You don't want someone else to spoil it.
If you want spoilers, you want it to be within your control. If you don't want spoilers, you want that to be within your control as well. But it's kind of hard sometimes, you know, with social media and people just, bam, putting it out there.
Yeah, or people reading synopses.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you sew your mouth shut.
But you see, like, by doing that, I made sure that any future content wouldn't have been like completely annoying to me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But like, I just couldn't. I didn't spoil the whole movie for myself. I just saw that little. I looked for keywords.
You only read up to Ultra Instinct Goku. FYI, we have no idea. That's not a spoiler. We have no idea if he's in there. Well, I don't anyway. Mark mine.
That's right. Cover your tracks.
Question mark before we wrap it up. What are you going to see the movie in? Are you going to see an English dub, or are you going to see in Japanese dub when it drops here in Australia?
100% English dub.
Yeah, all the way. Are you going to see the Jap dub, or are you just not interested?
I will see the Jap dub at some point, but probably only in like home video release.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm actually going to see the Japanese first. I mean, we've been over this before. The Japanese dub has like strangely grown on me in an incredibly powerful way. That I think I don't know if it's my preferred version, but it's what I'm accustomed to as Super. Does that make sense? And it would feel weird watching the English one first.
Yeah, you would have been most familiar with like what Dragon Ball currently is through the Jap.
Yeah, rather than what I did growing up, which is when I watched everything as it hit the Western world already dubbed. But yeah, like you said, Super for me has been Japanese all the way. I actually haven't sat down and watched any episodes in English dub yet. Like, I've seen some clips on YouTube to see what it was like, and yeah, surprise, it's good.
Yeah. Hit has got a solid English voice.
Yeah, I've heard him. He's really good. Yeah. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try go almost back to back. Like, I'm going to see the Jap, probably go for a couple of beers in between with some buddies, and then I'm going to go back and see the English dub. So, going to make a good day of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I'll see it English dub, and then I'll make a decision. I will see the Japanese, but maybe not straight away.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, Mark, are you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
It's
lot
Christmas,
of exciting
let's wrap
stuff. yeah. This is literally a Christmas present. It'll be a slightly late Christmas present for us, actually, but what can you do? But yeah, an exciting time to be a Dragon Ball fan. So I think this is probably almost about it now in terms of Dragon Ball news. I think we're probably going to be... I feel like we're going to be going dark for a little bit until we get the movie now. We might get one more little TV spot or something, or some merchandise or something. But I think the hype campaign's probably winding up, and then we're just going to be on the movies. So I think next week we'll probably be back to our regular schedule of just bringing you whatever news occurs throughout the week. And I think next week, Mark, we're covering movie. I've lost track of the numbers. It's like 8 or 9 or something, but it's BoJack. I think we're talking BoJack.
Yeah, I might need to watch it again.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch it before you had to skip the record?
It's been like 2 weeks since I saw it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. So lucky for me. So I'm gonna get on that. It's a good movie, actually. It's a fun one.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, they start with the tournament. That was pretty cool. But yeah, so next week will be BoJack, and we'll be bringing you all the latest news. But let us know what you think down below. I think specifically regarding spoilers. How do you feel about the spoilers? Have you been disappointed? Have you accidentally come across something you wish you hadn't? Just how do you feel about it in general? And of course, let us know how you felt about the new trailers as well. And actually, let me know what you're going to go watch it in. You're going to see it in Japanese, or you're going to see it in English, if you have the choice in your region. And as always, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to us on any of the popular podcasting servers, such as SoundCloud and iTunes, be sure to come on over and check out our YouTube channel, where you'll find a variety of other content. But until the next issue, guys, have a good one.